what happens with death. And what happens with death is that you dissolve back into that white light. Like every part of you comes from that white light and then merges back into it. In fact, that white light is here right now. It is making up all things. So you see how my fingers in this picture are merging back into that. So in death, there is a merging to that white light, and that white light is love. Absolute love. Radical love. So you merge back into love. And it might be that there is rest for a while, but at some point there will be consciousness again of things. So it might be non-existence for a while, but in a way non-existence never exists. So there will be experiencing again, but not through this form or your form, because every form that appears is unique. So it will that form will break down and transform into other things, and then there will be a looking through other things. So tasty. Is death of identity the same as death of the body? No and yes. The death of the entity is like the end of the attachment. So there is like a death of that is you. And you can have these waking up experiences where there is like a complete disidentification and like death, like no longer any sense of being a body, no longer any sense of knowing anything. Sorry, my battery came on saying it was going to die soon. Yeah, so it can be complete disidentification with it. But then there comes back the body in order to keep experiencing this life. So whereas physical, so you can have these awakening experiences where you dissolve completely into the white light, and there's no body, there's no world, there's nothing happening. It's just this experiencing, but for no one. But then, in order to live, there has to be the appearance of things that happen again. So then there is some form of identification with the body, but then there is the contact with that which is so much bigger than you. So the contact with the infinite. So the awakening experience is a complete dissolving of the body, of the world, of everything. And then after that there is this shift. There is this energetic shift that knows that infiniteness is you. It's like a movement from being limited to being expanded. And so it has similarities to physical death, but you come back. You come back from the dead. Like the story of Jesus, you know, that he died on the cross and then like what was resurrected. Because otherwise you can't experience. So you need a body, you need an object, you need to be, consciousness needs to attach to an object in order to look through. So in physical death, everything disappears, you go back to that love of what you are, that infiniteness of that wonder, that magic, that unknown of what you are, like this. My fingers are disappearing. And then there will be a looking through a different object. In awakening, there is the going back to that, and then this energetic shift from being limited to being all things. But then there is a part that's still identified with the body, or still attached to the body. Your consciousness is still looking through that body. I think I have to go now. I think my battery's running out, and if I turn my engine on,